So here we are on a fine Thursday afternoon, or should it? Well, it's 1 o'clock or something. And so this is day 5 of the lockout for us from work, from school, because the government shut down the schools.
It's been about a week.
Yeah, exactly. Well, 5 days of school.
Yes.
And so, actually 6 for me, work on Saturdays. But so, as you go around, obviously all the shops are closed. Only the necessities are open. The bread place, the fish place, the supermarkets. They've gotten to the ridiculous point where in the supermarkets you've got to wait in line. Basically, there's a line outside the place to then allow like a handful of shoppers. So you have this giant supermarket and you have like 5 people rummaging around getting their stuff while another 20 are waiting outside. That's pretty ridiculous. And then the barbers are closed. I'm glad I got a haircut the other day, because now I guess they just shut these guys down. Hairdressers as well. I mean, it's just it's gotten to the point of
all the shops are closed.
And so, yeah, exactly. If you don't have a shop or a business that pertains to immediate necessities, food, the pharmacies are open. In our pharmacy, first I walk in and I was a little taken when I saw them wearing masks and these the doctor's outfits, and then these gloves, not just the regular gloves, but gloves that like practically go up to their elbow, like 2 layers of them or something. And then the next time I went into the pharmacy the next day, they were then wearing those like spit shields, those plastic shields that pull down in front of their faces. So if you want to get them with the virus, you better try. You've got to try hard to get it to them. So, and of course there's a general feeling of real unease and fear here. To the point where if you go to the bread place, yes, we walk in and everybody's immediately like turning around. They're looking at who's in there. They're all moving to keep an appropriate distance of 2 to 3 meters, to the point where it's like ridiculous. And the people behind the counters, I mean, everybody's like looking around. Who looks sick? Who looks like they might just drop dead in the store right in front of them? That's the kind of level of fear you see from some people. And a lot of people are thinking a little bit more conspiratorial as to what, and thank God, what else is going on. Why is this thing that's seems to be like nothing more than the flu has turned out into such mayhem here of closing everything down. And so we hear many doctors, well, not many, but some of the doctors we know have said that they think it's an American plot thrown into China, dispersed from there. Obviously there's always this Chinese biological weapon lab there, which would basically explain a little bit more on China's immediate response to the situation. Only I have to say, is it really a bioweapon? I mean, bioweapons, if you have to excuse my interpretation of them, is that they're just meant to go out there and slaughter. A bioweapon, you're lucky if you have 10% of the people survive, not 0.1% die or something like that. So a bioweapon, maybe a bioweapon specifically made to look like this so that it could somehow kill off your old, put strain on your medical system and the economy. That sounds to me more like the powers that be and the dark hands that make things move kind of operation, if it was something on that kind of a level. So otherwise, it's just the goddamn flu. It's the flu for this season. We just packaged it and put a name on it. and made it really scary. And so here you go. This is what happens. And of course, the economy has been tanking for the last 2 weeks. And that, of course, the tanking of it has some earmarks of manipulation at the same time. What do I mean by manipulation is that it's just on every single move that should happen and occur naturally, how something might, like if I say the setup to a fall, these guys are always doing something crazy, like bumping the price up super high, breaking everybody's shorts, and then tanking it right down. So these people all lost out on their shorts and then lost out on the opportunity to make money on their shorts. Stuff like major moves happening in the absolute dark of the night. Like I'm up early in the morning, I go to bed late at night, and I've always got my eye on the market, especially these days. And so it seems to be that right as America basically is getting ready to relax for the evening, stock markets are all closed. And while Europe is fast asleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, while the Chinese markets are just kind of waking up, all of a sudden there's this enormous plunge that takes about 5 points off the Nasdaq and stuff like that. So that's pretty serious stuff, and the timing is quite strange. That we're talking again at the least, when the least amount of people have got their eyes on the screen is when such a thing happens, and also is happening with Bitcoin, which is going absolutely crazy, downward spin. Right now it seems to be bouncing back a little. It's a question of do you jump back in, because you see that things are hit some nasty bottom, 5,800, terrible. So you say, okay, it's rising 6,000. Should I jump in? So then at 6,200 it runs out of gas and then cranks down to 5,500, only to go play the same game again. So this is how. I don't know if I can say that these games seem to be natural to me, or they seem to be something that is an outright manipulation, especially when it comes to Bitcoin, which is supposed to be a store of value. Gold is not necessarily doing well, but if we look at what gold is doing compared to the rest of the stock market, if the stock market's lost about 20%, gold's maybe lost about 4.5% through this process. Bitcoin has lost about a little bit over, or maybe close to 50%. And but that's to be expected. In the coin, of course, some of those altcoins have dropped down 400% already. A coin like a Bitcoin Cash that hit some wonderful amount of $500, maybe not but 2 weeks ago, today hit a low of $168. That's freaking ridiculous for something that is supposed to have gone in a much more positive direction. Anyway, well, signing off from the, how can we say, the ground zero of the virus here in Sicily, and we'll get back to you later. Bye bye.